Luke,
Hey.
right over here off screen, off camera, we've got a little treadmill.
We do.
It's a walking treadmill.
Yes.
And that's different from a traditional treadmill.
Mm-hmm.
We're at a standing desk.
Yes.
This is the kind of thing that we would use under the desk.
Right.
And honestly, I thought about
getting it going.
Getting on it while we were doing this, but I didn't know how it would sound mic-wise.
Sure.
But you want to talk about it?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Okay. So this is the WalkingPad P1.
Yep.
And this is from WalkingPad.com.
Mm-hmm.
This guy runs about $4.99.
Okay.
So it's a little pricier than an entry-level treadmill.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, all treadmills can also be a walking treadmill.
You're not wrong.
Because you just dial that speed down to whatever feels right. However, traditional treadmills have this whole business of arms and things that kind of sit up and get in the way.
Yep.
Where a walking pad doesn't.
Most of them have a screen or something on those.
Yeah, some kind of buttons to push or a place to put your phone.
Emergency stops, some stuff like that. Yep.
So this walking pad is a little different animal.
Nothing.
Actually, when it's folded up, it looks a lot like a razor phone.
So I think that's the key difference, and maybe why this price is maybe slightly higher than most we see, is because it does fold.
Yes.
It's stowable.
Yes.
It is made to disappear, so it doesn't take up space in your house when you're not using it.
Yes. I think it's like 65, 66 pounds. Folds in half, and there are some wheels built into it so that you can quite literally drag this thing into the closet or tuck it under a couch.
Yeah.
Even fold it up. Yeah, under a bed. It has a pretty low profile.
Yeah.
I don't know how many inches.
I want to say folded up. I think it's like 5.5 inches.
Height?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's not bad at all.
Yeah.
And that's something that when you start to think about compared to a regular treadmill, some treadmills will have that built-in incline.
Yeah, 5 inches.
So, 5 inches is a lot of furniture can clear that, or it can go under that. So this guy, easy to set up.
Yeah.
There's really, you take it out of the box, unfold it.
Yeah.
You don't have to assemble the belt.
Nope.
Do anything to where it's kind of like, dial any gears or anything, tighten anything. You just kind of open it up, and it kind of, I don't want to say it locks, but you feel it kind of click into place.
Yeah, it clicks into place and kind of tensions out the belt.
Yeah.
So.
And the belt is a nice one. It is, easy. It's got a nice grip. Feels like it has a nice longevity. It doesn't seem like something that's going to smooth down or lose its grippiness over time.
Yeah, or like if for some reason when you fold it up, it gets folded weird, it's not going to keep that fold. It's got a nice stretch in it.
Oh, hey, if you're watching and you haven't seen one of our videos before and you like what you see so far, subscribe to us.
Get
the notification bell,
all that stuff. It's down below, or if you're listening, just whatever you're listening on, subscribe.
Yeah,
that helps a lot.
It really does. And doing one little thing goes a long way for us.
Yeah.
So back to the treadmill here. There are no display screens on it.
Right.
Nothing to kind of look at to say distract you. There's nothing that's going to be in front of you. And then conversely, there's nothing on the base, so you're not looking down, getting distracted by that.
Right.
You get a remote control with it.
Yep. That
you can see the speed that you're going. Things are measured in kilometers per hour, and you're looking at anywhere from like a half a kilometer up to 6.
Yeah.
So that turns out to give or take 3 miles per hour.
Yeah.
It's truly walking.
Yep.
This isn't something you're going to get on and start jogging or get on after work and run.
Yeah, it's mall walking at the best.
Yeah. For me, I don't care about the speed.
Yeah.
I want to find a nice gait that feels good. 3 miles an hour is 20-minute mile. That's maybe a little more than just passive working.
That's power walking.
That's So I'll get on, dial it up a little bit at the desk, and just kind of find something that feels like, okay, I'm just kind of moving.
Yeah.
And not breaking a sweat. I don't want to struggle with typing an email or grabbing my phone and feeling like I'm just losing myself. I want to just kind of feel like, hey, this is nice. I'm getting in some activity that I wouldn't normally get while working.
Yeah.
And, that's something that over the last couple of years, I've realized I do a lot of sitting at a desk.
Yeah.
I've been at the desk for, doing this for 14 years.
Sure.
Last couple of years, kind of things change a little bit. You're like, oh man, this home office stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta move more. I gotta get out of the house more.
Sure.
So pandemic kind of put a brighter light on some things.
Sure.
So here at this office, we've got standing desk here. We've got one over there, and
you got one over there.
This is true. But there are 3 here in this room. But to be able to actually stand that desk up at work instead of sitting at it, makes a big difference.
Yep.
Even from the standpoint of clearer thinking.
Sure.
Waking up a little bit.
Yep.
And if you can walk and get 4 miles in a day, or a couple miles in before lunch, it does something to you mentally.
Sure.
Relieves some stress and makes you feel a sense of accomplishment.
Yep.
That over here we also have a chair, an exercise chair,
right,
that you're pedaling. That's a little bit more involved.
Yeah.
But there's something to say, hey, I just got in 10 miles sitting at my desk.
Right.
But these are all things that people, I think, are looking at their work situations a little differently.
Sure.
And in many office environments, standing desks are starting to become more commonplace, if not the norm.
Yep.
A desk that will rise. So if that's something that you have or are considering, a walking pad could be really cool thing to have, add to your office setup.
And the P1 works very well.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot to it. There's no screen, like you said, but it has the folding, so it can be stowed. And it goes fast enough that you actually feel like you can feel like you're getting a little bit of a workout. Maybe if I had to think of something that I wish was a little bit different is capacity. Max capacity on this one is 220 pounds, 100 kilograms, which I think is a little light, possibly. Sure. But
especially for walking, because it's not a high impact,
right?
Where if it was running, I could get like the weight,
right?
So we've seen other treadmills, routinely 250, 300 pound
right
support.
And I think this probably has to do with the design for making it foldable, probably,
and as thin as it is.
And it's very small.
And one other thing, just to kind of point out, there is an app that works with this. I haven't messed with the app. As far as what I've read of looking at the app, the feedback, it doesn't seem to be overwhelmingly positive.
Sure.
But I've been more than happy with the remote and walking, set the speed, and not having to worry about it. You can, when you first get on it, if you walk a kilometer, then you kind of unlock another feature where you can control the speed just by where you are on this pad. This has a 47, 48-inch area to work with.
Yeah.
So that's a nice length.
Yeah.
Especially if you're at a desk that, this is 24 inches. So if we just kind of start the pad here, we've got 3 feet beyond to walk. Once you turn on, or you can use the app to enable the feature, I think it's automatic mode is what it's called. You can stay in the center of it to kind of maintain your pace. Walking forward or closer to the front of it can increase the speed, and then conversely, walking towards the back of that will slow it down, which is nice if you're trying to find a pace, like you can build up a pace without having to get out the remote.
Sure.
So you can say, hey, this is where I'm at, but let me step forward a little bit, get the speed up, and then get back into the center of that.
Sure.
And then it'll maintain the speed that you're
sure.
at. So I haven't used the app. I'm not against it. I just haven't needed to use the app.
Yeah.
And then,
well, the remote is very good. I mean, it's right here. It's small. It's pretty nice form factor. It feels good in the hand, and it's got a decent screen that you can see kind of
Mm-hmm.
what your speed is, and it's easy to read. So
Yeah.
I don't know why you wouldn't necessarily need an app, but it's
Yeah.
cool that it's added if you want.
It's essentially a case of plug it in and then you flip on. There's like a hard power to it, and then there's a button on the side when you're ready to go. Click that, the phone or the remote will find it.
Right.
Otherwise, if you don't do that, it'll keep giving you like a no connection or no C error.
Yeah.
So you may have to. That took a time or two when I first set it up. I was like, okay, how do I sync this thing?
Sure.
What's going on? And then I almost went to the app and I realized there's actually two little power buttons.
Sure.
One is kind of like the main power. So yeah, this is the WalkingPad P1. I hadn't heard of the brand before.
Yeah.
And I looked through their website. They have a handful of models, some that go higher than this. So it's definitely a good quality brand from what I can tell so far. And I would certainly recommend checking it out. Treadmills can get really expensive. And for people who just said, don't need, they're not training for a half marathon. They don't need to get in miles. They just want to just get a little bit more active in their life, activity. This, I think, works well for that.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's the WalkingPad P1 foldable treadmill.
Thanks for watching.